Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. So we actually got some pretty decent news in my opinion about Genshin Impact in their newest developers discussion, with one of the big ones being potentially artifact loadouts. So Genshin Impact 13 hours ago just dropped some big developer discussion notes, and let's take a look at them really quick, as well as to see what it could potentially mean for us as players. And right here we have Artifact Fast Equip now supports save and switch custom loadouts. So I think this part is very important, and I actually made a video in the past about this subject and kind of got mixed opinions on it from you guys. So I'm really curious to see what you guys think. So as we can see, dear traveler, a new developers discussion is here starting from version 5.7. The dev team has brought new features such as the ability to save and switch between custom loadouts to fast equip artifacts. Additionally, there are some optimizations and iterations of quest resources management system, adventure handbook, the character trial, and talents UI, and more. So let's dive in. Indeed, let us do that. So first off, it says say goodbye to tedious gear swaps. Artifact Fast Equip now supports save and switch custom loadouts. So have you ever been flustered mid-adventure from constantly switching artifacts? Only for nearly 5 years now, Pieman. So yes, the answer to that is yes. Starting from version 5.7, head to character artifacts and tap Fast Equip to create up to 2 custom loadouts per character, making gear management flexible and hassle-free. So then we have Aether here, the canon traveler, I guess. How do I set it up? When creating a loadout for the first time, tap plus to set related parameters such as main affix, artifact, set type, etc. Then save to generate loadout. So we can see here that there is a plan 1 where they are setting this up with the recommended stats, and then we have a plan 2 where, they didn't click on the plan 2, but we can see another plus icon right there. And it does say right here, up to 2 custom loadouts per character, making gear management flexible and hassle-free. So once a loadout is equipped, it will be remembered the next time you open the page, making it easier to view and switch loadouts. So what exactly are they yapping about here? The Fast Equip artifact button and the custom configuration button right here. As you can see, this is what they're talking about, is that you can preset 2 of these from my understanding. So if we click generate, we can see here that unfortunately it's using something else that I typically use for my Mavwika. And normally you would have to click check alternatives, go over here, and then slap on the artifact that you actually want to use. In this case, I would want to use this one on my Mavwika, as well as this piece on my Mavwika. So the question is whether or not, because in this mode you can see that if I switch over here, and now that I have the build that I want on Mavwika, I click equip. So we can see here that the next time we click this and we click generate, it does not remember the check alternatives that I have selected. So we're gonna have to wait and see if the new artifact loadout thing actually remembers the check alternatives that you select or not. And this will kind of be the main factor as to whether this is full artifact loadouts or if it's really just 2 different fast equip setups. And personally though, I'll take 2 different fast equip setups, because just as an example, for my Mavwika, I have a completely different build for her, which is for whales, by the way. It is the unfinished Reverie nuke build, where it would be something like this. I would run something wacky like this, right? So a completely different nuke setup build where all your only goal is to just do a big nuke. And this, I don't think this is correct, but whatever. And similar with Sitlali, for example, my Sitlali has 3 different builds. So 2, unfortunately, I would like to see 3, 4, or why not just let you make as many as you want until 69. that might be a bit much because it seems like it pre-populates the artifacts, you know, when you click on the character. But anyway, for Sitlali, of course, we have Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City build. We have the Tenacity of Millith. And since mine is at Constellation 6, the Instructor set is also great on her. Now, needless to say, of course, this is going to be huge on so many characters you can now very easily set up. For example, I guess Hyperbloom Raiden versus main DPS Raiden, especially if you need to change the main affixes as well as the minor affixes, then you will this setup will be, you know, more convenient in that sense. So again, my only issue with this and my biggest question is how does the check alternatives here work? Because if it saves the alternatives that you select, then yes, it is indeed true artifact loadouts. But if it does not save the check alternatives that you had selected, then it's, you know, pretty close, but it's still definitely a very, very welcomed quality of life. And speaking of check alternative, they do mention this a bit. Additionally, when tapping check alternatives and recommended sets or custom configuration, the new set filter feature will let you instantly compare currently equipped artifacts with those matching your selected main affix all on the same page. I don't think I fully understand what this is saying, but oh, okay, yeah, we can see this picture right here. We have the recommended sets, the ones that you've likely selected, the Wanderer's Troop. Then we have other sets right here for the Noblesse Oblige. So I'm assuming it will show you the other sets. But yeah, so again, here it says nothing about saving your check alternative artifact. So again, I have a bit of tempered expectations that this is not quite full artifact loadouts, but you know, it is still obviously a big improvement because just having 2 of those presets, at least for me, a guy that has a ton of artifacts and I always have issues with running out of artifact space, this is going to be a very useful feature that will save a decent amount of time. Now, let me know what you guys think about this, whether or not you also use the fast equip feature a decent amount, whether or not you even have enough artifacts for the fast equip to work properly on you, because I know a lot of players don't even have enough artifacts for the fast equip to even pop up with anything useful for them, which is kind of funny, kind of sad, and a bit of both. Let's move on to some additional quality of life, and this one is really nice, and there's one more feature that I would love to see them add to the Spiral Abyss as well. However, we have Spiral Abyss new retry challenge button, auto claim abyssal stars, so more options for challenges, peace of mind, and rewards. In the new version, if you have not obtained all the abyssal stars after clearing a chamber, you can choose between retrying the previous chamber or moving on to the next. So let's say you are fighting Abyss and then, you know, you get 2 stars, you clear it in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and you 2-starred that Abyss. Well, now this option of retry challenge should appear for you to go back to, I'm assuming 11-1 in this case, to retry it in order to go for the 3-star rewards. And this is of course very nice because now you don't have to keep your eyes glued to the clock to see if, you know, you are just at the 3-minute mark or not, in order to, you know, press escape and retry, or if you accidentally clear it at like 3:02 or something without hitting escape and retry during the actual run. This will give you the freedom to, you know, just retry the challenge if you didn't get all the Doritos. There's no, or Doritos, sorry. I think I've got Wuthering Waves on my brain. No, stars. So now for me personally, I would absolutely love to see a retry just this chamber button, especially for the second chamber, because sometimes you get a really good 11-1 clear and then you mess up in 11-2, but it would be great to be able to keep your 11-1 clear and to retry 11-2. This next thing is going to be absolutely fantastic. Team configs will be saved when retrying or moving to the next chamber. Oh, thank God. You can reuse them or clear with 1 tap. What a time saver. So what is this feature? And personally, I'm super excited for this because trust me, it will save everyone a lot of time. You can see me here just like looking for all the characters I need. I have so many characters now that, you know, it's like finding a needle in the haystack. And just for the heck of it, we're just going to run this mono geo team as an example. So when I start up Abyss 12, and yes, and now I'm just going to abandon, reconfigure the party. I want to start all over, and look, all the characters are gone now, and now I have to click through all of them yet again. They've been improving this gradually over time, and this is one of the final quality of life features that is needed for Abyss setup, because as you can see, okay, and then I have to scour through and find all the characters I want. The last thing we need for this, and assuming you can just click reuse your team setup, that is absolutely huge. This will save everyone some time. Now, the last thing that I would love to see when it comes to quality of life for Abyss is what Zenless Zone Zero has, and it is this preset config option. So we can see here, just like this, I'm able to deploy 2 different preset teams to both sides of Shiyu Defense, which is Abyss in Zenless Zone Zero. I personally think they are going to implement it at the way things are going with preset team configs for Genshin Impact. One more thing about Abyss 12. Additionally, after clearing floor 12 chamber 3, the summary screen will show your maximum abyssal stars earned and will automatically claim the corresponding stars bounty rewards. So we can see here that you are just going to get the Abyss rewards, 800, 240,000 the moment you clear Abyss 12. And that means that you're going to be getting these open chests right here, is my understanding of what this is talking about, automatically upon clearing 12-3. So I kind of find this interesting. It makes the rewards seem like more grandiose because it lumped them all together, which is, I guess, kind of nice. Now, theoretically, I think it would make more sense to just get the rewards like immediately. Like when you log into Abyss, you get floor 9 and 12. When you beat 11, you get floor 11s. When you beat 12, you get floor 12s. Because not everyone is going to clear floor 12-3. And that way, they might miss out on some of the rewards regardless. Because, yeah, I can see why people might forget to click on those rewards, even though I guess you could argue that it is indeed a skill issue situation there. So the next thing is some interesting test running character talent optimizations, but are you able to access the character's tutorial or something, or maybe it will give you some explanation as to what the character does? This could be helpful, especially for more complicated characters moving forward, or just for any character, because we have so many characters now. Are you really going to look up an I Win to Lose guide video on how to use the character? Yes, you should, and also subscribe while you're at it. But in case you don't want to watch a 10 to 15 minute video on the character, then hopefully this will give you enough information about the character to use them. So the next thing is, plus the character's talent page now supports continuous level up. No more backing out for every tap. Fantastic. This will just save everyone a few seconds of their lives every time they level up talents on a character. No complaints here. Any second saved is a second earned, or however that saying goes. So here we go. Rewards claiming UI optimized, multiple resin types supported, clear resource allocation, freer reward claiming. Starting from version 5.7, when claiming rewards from domains or leyline outcrops, you can choose to consume either 1 fragile or 1 transient resin equivalent to 60 original resins to claim 3x rewards in one go. So we can see here, use 20 original resin, use 1 condensed resin to claim 2 times the reward. So these are the 2 current settings that we have right now when clearing a domain. And finally, use 1 transient resin to claim 3 times the reward. Okay, so I'm assuming that you are able to claim transient and fragile resin right here, because it says here, and it's very likely going to prioritize the transient resin before fragile resin for very obvious reasons, and that makes sense. The main thing that we are missing here for stamina management is resin overflow. So Zenless Zone Zero has this. I'm pretty sure Honkai Star Rail's, gotta admit, I haven't played Honkai Star Rail in a hot minute, but Honkai Star Rail has this as well. So Genshin Impact is the last one that doesn't have resin overflow. Of course, more options, the better. And in this case, if you have 100 fragile resins saved up and you want to burn through them quickly, or this will also remind you to use your transient resin in case it's almost expired, because it's literally in your face here. It's hard to miss to use your transient resin. So yeah, another perfectly fine quality of life feature that no one is complaining about for them to add. So Genshin Impact really focusing on quality of life, which is absolutely great, absolutely great. Now, Adventurer's Handbook, enemies optimization, 1-tap tracking for leyline outcrop, better route planning, no more getting lost during boss fights. Has searching for leyline blossoms over and over left you feeling lost, traveler? Or maybe you've yearned to learn about certain enemies but just can't seem to find the right guide. Starting from version 5.7 Adventure Handbook, enemies will now display leyline outcrops. So you can just click on that and track. Absolutely fantastic. Because yeah, I can definitely see that being a bit of an issue because, like, let's say, oh, my character's around here and I'm scanning for the ley line. So then, you know, oh, wait, is it over here? Is it over here? Wait, where's the freaking ley line? Oh, wait, here it is. Wait, no, I want the EXP ley line. Oh, wait, where was it? Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. All right, now I can click navigate and now we can track it. So this next one, after selecting a target boss in Adventure Handbook, enemies tap question mark to view its trait, resistances, weaknesses, and other archive details. So I'm going to try to really zoom in here with my eyeballs. We can see here
that this is the secret source automaton overseer device is one of the new ones. A civilization is magnificent one.
Blah, 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 yap. I don't see where it's talking about the boss's resistances. So maybe we will still have to use the Genshin Impact wiki, because Genshin Impact wiki also tells you what the boss's resistances are at different phases of the fight. I don't think it's going to be quite that thorough of a guide. You don't actually see like a number attached to the enemy's resistances anywhere in the actual game for Genshin Impact, and that's fine in my opinion. I mean, the more information the better in these games, but you know, using a third-party site is also fine because it drives another type of community engagement. So whatever, this is fine. Of course, if you need a refresher for how to deal with bosses, I mean, no one's going to complain about that extra button unless... So, chat system upgrade, emoji management optimized. All right, this is part of Genshin Impact that I know nothing about because I do not use... I very, very almost never use co-op. So, yeah, I'm not too familiar with this. But evidently, you can tap various things to manage your emojis and you can hide unused groups. I think everyone is going to be prioritizing the Mavuika and Shilanin emojis. You know, Mavuika is just asking for it, right? Mavuika is just asking for it with her demands for constantly upgrading her motorcycle. So, a quest resource management iteration, another improvement in mobile storage controls. So Genshin Impact has, of course, been desperate to improve the storage size for Genshin Impact because you know, obviously when the game is way too large, they are cutting out more and more of their player base. So they don't want the hardware to be a big limiting factor for the game. So since the launch of Quest Resource Management, the dev team has been listening to travelers' feedback on mobile storage. With this upgrade, travelers now have way more freedom to organize their Quest resources. No more storage headaches. You probably still have some minor storage headaches because the game is still going to be very big, but less storage headaches. After the version 5.7 update, before downloading, you choose between downloading full resources or basic resources only. So if you choose download basic resources only, resources related to Archon Quest, Story Quests, and Hangout events will not be automatically downloaded, and related resources already downloaded on your device will be deleted. So this will just free up more space. An interesting way to save up space would be to play voiceless, because voice files are absolutely massive in Genshin Impact. So it'd be kind of funny if you could choose no voice. So, and of course, if you want to play the quest, you'll just have to download that quest resources. Additionally, you can manage your quest setting resources right here. So yeah, that about summarizes the quality of life features coming to Genshin Impact version 5.7. Now, Genshin Impact has really been working hard on all this quality of life, and personally, I do think that they are improving significantly, which I think it's great. You know, Genshin Impact has been long overdue for all these quality of life features. Artifact loadouts, I'm really excited to see how they implement it. Regardless of whether or not it's a full loadout, like it will save the check alternatives or not. For me, it'll be quite useful, and you'll have to let me know whether or not, you know, it's going to be a great feature for you, depending on the check alternatives function. So let me know what you guys think about these updates for Genshin Impact. Personally, after nearly 5 years, they're finally adding artifact loadouts, and I am all here for it. The next big thing for me would be to add the ability to toggle constellations. I know these days it's not as big of an issue in terms of, you know, like, oh, Bennett's Constellation 6 is much less of an issue because no one is using EULA, no one is using where Bennett's Constellation 6 is very detrimental. So yeah, that's kind of been less of an issue. But personally, you know, like, I think I'm just gonna be honest, me as a consumer, sometimes I don't actually get constellations or activate constellations on various characters because of the fact that I still want to be able to use them at Constellation 0. So anyway, more freedom for players like that is always great. And yeah, that'd be one of the last major things that I ask for in Genshin Impact. But let me know what you guys really want for quality of life in Genshin Impact. Oh, another big thing that I think they should kind of get rid of is the daily cycle of the resources available. This is kind of an antiquated mobile game, you know, system that could definitely use just an overhaul where just all the materials are available all the time. I mean, there's no reason to add these restrictions these days. Yeah, so, okay. That about wraps it up for this video. I think it's going to be a little bit longer than I expected, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit of an update for quality of life. If you'd like to see more content like this where I actually kind of cover recent news for these games, let me know down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Want to Lose, signing out.